Don't hate me. I did not make that song. I saw it on a friend's Instagram feed. If you search coronavirus on Spotify, somebody boldly took Cardi B's Instagram post about the coronavirus and dubbed it over to make it into a song. Anyway, in all seriousness, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Erin Micklow, and I host a show on YouTube called Last Rockers TV, where I interview bands and cover their live sets. So obviously, in these quarantine times where we're all being, forced to stay in our houses, a lot of people have been doing live streams, and it inspired me kind of not knowing what to do with my days and seeing these artists that would come on the daily and kind of adding some kind of structure to their day. So it made me want to do the same and kind of take an extension of what I'd already been doing and make a new segment called 20 Questions With. So my first guest for this new segment will be Eric 13 from Combichrist and Sex Slaves. And I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope it makes you smile. I hope that it helps give you some kind of structure to your day, and we can make this a regular thing with bringing on different artists. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. So let's bring on Eric. Eric, are you there? Are you there? Eric, connecting. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
How are you? Thank you for doing this with me.
Hey, thanks for having me. What a cool idea for a show.
I know. Well, it's like a quarantine show. So let's start the show off with a shot. And the first question.
Oh, a shot right out of the gate. A shot right out of the gate. Well, it's funny when you told me that. I've been on lockdown for 2 weeks. Today's day 14, and I have nothing in my house to drink but Brita filtered water and some almond milk. But I dug deep, and I found a bottle of wine left over from Christmas hidden in the bag.
Oh my God! Please tell me it at least was like unopened, so it's not.
It was no. It was a brand new bottle. In fact, I texted my buddy, and his wife gave me this bottle, so I got a little glass of wine. Thank you, Jim, for hooking me up.
Cool. Well, let's do it. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
I have tequila.
Oh, shit. Tequila.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's get into it. Second question. How did you get your stage name?
Oh, man. Come on. You're going to go right there. That's super, super, super top secret.
Well, come on. I mean, like,
it's not
has to be a story.
It's not the number of kids that I have. Actually, it goes back to when I was a kid. I'm going to tell you the story. Like, only 2 people in the world know this story, and one of them is my dad. So my dad's a rock and roller too, and in the 60s, he would like go to New York, to Greenwich Village. And it's a crazy story. He was at a party somewhere like off Bleecker Street, and he ends up this party, and Jimi Hendrix is at this party. This is my dad. And he's a rock and roller, and he's sitting there, push comes to shove, and my dad is sitting there, and a joint is getting passed around, and like, next thing you know, he kind of was like side by side with Jimi Hendrix, and he's like, you got a kid? And my dad's like, no. He goes, well, if you do, you should call him 13. And my dad was like, okay. And years later, my dad didn't tell me this right away. Of course, when I was growing up, he wouldn't have told me he was smoking pot or something. But years later, he told me that, and then we just started using it as a joke, and then it stuck, and now it's my lucky number.
That's funny, because like a lot of artists, they would, kind of just make up their stage names. So yours was kind of dubbed for you, like, from birth.
Yeah, and it's cool, like, I don't mind. I mean, people ask me, what about Wednesday 13? I'm like, yeah, I love Wednesday 13. No, we're not related, but, I'm a fan, and he's my buddy, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like the Armstrongs, there's like Tim Armstrong and Billy Joe Armstrong, so, they're not related.
Yeah, right, perfect example.
So next question, what's the weirdest or most special thing that you have in your house?
I was looking around, and like, I got some fan stuff, right? So like, people give me gifts all the time. I got Ultraman from Japan. I got this dude from Australia. People give me crystals all the time, But I thought one of the best ones that a fan gave me recently was this. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. This is Poopery. Which, you know, I mean, yeah, this is thoughtful, but I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. Like, what are they trying to tell me something? Like, who would give poopery as a gift? I don't know.
That's
But
an odd gift, but I can tell you, I went on tour with a band last September, and I brought some of that because I knew I would be rooming with boys, and I'm like, good God, guys, please, just please use that and don't fucking blow up the bathroom. And the two boys I was rooming with on the tour, one of them was courteous enough to be like, hey, Erin, let me get that poopery real quick. And the other boys in the other room, first night of tour, the one guy blew up the bathroom so bad that the other guys couldn't even be in the room, so...
You know, of course, there's the tour bus rule, so I'm sleeping on a bus. You know, no number 2 on the bus, but still, I held on to it just because this is one of the funnier gifts I've gotten from a fan. Oh
God. Okay, next question. Favorite home activity when you're not making music? What do you do, and how have you been spending your time?
I'm a workaholic. I like wake up and immediately start working on. You know, I'm not playing guitar 24/7, but like being in a band or being an independent musician, you know, of course I'm in this band and we tour and stuff, but you know, I'm not touring all the time, and I'm basically just hustling 7 days a week, working on a song or playing guitar, or then you gotta, you know, reality, work on Instagram, putting up pictures, talking to people, just doing it 24/7, you know. I had to quit video games because I was totally addicted. And it's like, all right, I'm not allowed to play video games anymore.
That's a thing. That's a thing now. Like, it's like when did it become a thing that grown men are playing video games still? Like, I've noticed that with a lot of my guy friends, and I'm like, is really?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to sit around playing video games all the time. I just, you know, I got to eat. I can't eat that controller. It's like, you know.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, so next question. The food you've been making the most at home. Obviously, everyone's kind of in the same predicament where, you know, we grocery shop for 2 weeks and then, but what have you been making the most since obviously going out to eat's not an option anymore?
Not so exciting. I just eat a lot of cereal. And actually, I learned to make nachos. I didn't like, not that that's so hard, but, you know, I had some chips and I just kind of like pieced it together. I had a can of refried beans. It sounds so ridiculously obvious, but they weren't intended to do that. And like the other day I threw it on a plate and I was like, oh, this shit's good. I had like these great chips. I got this good hot sauce. And so I made that like 3 days in a row, which has its own issues that I'm not going to cover. But, you know, so nachos and cereal, it's like, that's it, man. Or just not eating. I'm trying to not eat.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of interesting to hear, like, you know, what people are eating. And, like, obviously, like, a lot of my male friends, it's the same thing. Like, they're like, oh, I made a PB&J today. You know, and, like, a lot of my female friends have actually been cooking. I've found myself cooking.
I mean, I would love a PB&J. I mean, I'm lucky. I have housemates, and we're quarantined together. And we've actually been cooking, you know. We had some tacos today and yesterday. We actually got our first external food yesterday. We got a pizza. And like, we drove to the pizza place and I put on rubber gloves and we walked in and I carried my sanitizer and some wipes in and he hands me the pizza and I wiped down the pizza box and sanitized. We walk out. It was a little ridiculous, but that pizza was like, it was awesome to have some pizza
just to have something different and like, have something different and something from like the outside world. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so morning person or night person? Around what time do you get up and go to bed every day?
Both, you know, like I kind of travel back and forth between Europe all the time. Like I spend almost half my time in Europe or in Germany specifically. And every time I go back and forth, my schedule is completely messed up and I get total jet lag for a day. And so I'll like wake up at 6 in the morning for the first like 3 days. I'm like, I love this. I sleep or I'm getting so much work done. And then it's like, next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock. And then I stay awake, you know, like all night one night. And then I'm like sleeping in the afternoon and awake all night. And it's happening now again in this lockdown. You know, it's like first couple days I'm up at 8. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go take a jog and I'm going to play some guitar. And then like next thing you know, it's like 5 a.m. and I'm like, should I watch another episode of Peaky Blinders? And I'm like, you know what? Yes.
I did that the other night And then it turned into being up, like I worked all day and I had a really productive day, and then it turned into being up till like 11 a.m. and then tuning into your live stream because it was like, oh, this is going on, and this is, I think it's just people lacking structure, that it's like, oh, fuck it.
Well, I think right now, why not, man? If you want to stay up all night or you want to get up early, like, it doesn't matter. If you're not a worker, which like most people aren't going to work, so if,
Yeah.
Who cares?
Okay, next question. Thing you miss the most from the times when we were allowed to leave our houses?
The little things. Going to Starbucks, it's like, I wouldn't say I'm a Starbucks junkie, but it's like, something simple like, hey man, I just want to go grab a cup of coffee. It's like, I got coffee, I got a K-cup machine, but it's like, what about just taking a walk and walking in somewhere? Or, just going to hang out. You totally take it for granted, but I think it's just the little things, just like talking to a friend and being like, yo, you want to get a jam together, or yo, let's go do something. And it's like, let's FaceTime.
Yeah, I mean, like, at least there's that. At least we live in the age of technology where you can pick up and FaceTime your friend. I mean, I've been FaceTiming a lot of friends, but have you seen that meme going around that's all like, hey, remember going out to eat? That shit was fun, bro.
Totally.
Oh,
I'm super safe. Like, I'm not panicked or anything in this situation, but, I'm just trying to be smart. And like, not even really ordering out makes me feel a little weird. Like, I've been supporting lots of local businesses. I've commissioned art pieces. I've been donating to people's GoFundMe. I'm not just like taking my money out of the economy, but that's a little weird going out right now. So yeah, I definitely miss that. I miss eating. That's my answer. Number one thing, eating.
now you're just on like cereal and nachos with
Yeah,
some old ass Canterbury.
I can't wait to go eat a Philly cheesesteak. This is it. I want to go eat a Philly cheesesteak. That's the very first thing I'm going to do when this is over.
Oh my God. Okay. 3 things that make you instantly happy. Let's uplift. What makes you instantly happy?
Instantly happy. Let's see. Writing a song sounds obvious, but I've had the worst day and don't do anything I'm supposed to do, but you write a song, that's the best day. Let's see, what else? Making money. I'm thinking right now in lockdown, it's like, get a little thing like, hey, someone just bought something off your website. And I guess right now, I just lost a huge tour. I'm supposed to be leaving for tour. And it's like, 5 weeks of tour is important income for me. So like every sale of a t-shirt is like, ooh, yeah. So
Exactly.
That's a little
scary thing.
That's a little too much right now. But yeah, writing a song, a good meal with friends, that actually is one of the true joys of my life, is like sitting down to a meal or going to a restaurant and be like, yo, I heard this place is killer. And you sit down, you're like, that was great. That's like, that truly warms my heart, hanging out with friends and eating. It's theme here, eating. Another obvious one is, that like that roar of the crowd after a song, you're on stage and you're playing a big festival and, you get done and it's just like, yeah, and that there's no describing it, what that feeling is like. Actually, I describe it pretty easy. Friends ask me like, what's it like playing this big festival, playing at Mariluna? I'm like, exactly what you think it is. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So that's something that makes me really happy.
Totally. Ugh, God, the times when we will be able to leave our houses again. I've found myself partially enjoying this time because it's made me sit down and stop fucking procrastinating shit. But okay, next, favorite pickup line.
I like the way Butthead says it. Hey, baby, want to score?
Well, like if somebody came up to you and said that, like what would be your favorite pickup line if like a female came up and like in your past dating life or whatever, like favorite pickup line that a girl's ever said to you?
Is this a family program? I'm not sure I can repeat that. I'm not sure I can repeat that.
Hi, have we seen me and my show? No, this is not a fucking family program.
I don't know what I'm trying to think back. Probably something, like, hey, take. I don't know, man. I got to pass on that one. I'll get in trouble.
All right, pass. Most memorable date, weird, good, bad, you've ever had, and why? Like, just a date that really is like super, super memorable to you for positive or negative reasons.
I'll tell you a funny date because I was thinking about this the other day. There was this girl, she seemed really cool. You know, met her on Instagram, right? This was a few years back, and she seemed really interesting from her posts, and she was attractive. I'll admit, I don't want to be shallow and say it, but so I said, yeah, you want to go out? And we met up, and I tell you, within like, oh God, this sounds horrible. Within like 1 minute of conversation, I'm thinking to myself, this is the dumbest person I've ever met.
You didn't like do like the FaceTime first or something like that? Like,
no,
they always say
it was harmless.
FaceTime first.
I didn't like, it wasn't like a hookup. I didn't think it was like, all right, I'm going to go out with this chick and we're going to have sex. Like, I thought we were, it was casual. It was casual. But I'm like, I'm really into conversation. And it was just like obvious, like right in the beginning, I'm just like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? This girl is so. So I said, what we should do? Let's go to the casino. And like, so we went there was a casino, we went there and I was like, you can just cheer me on. Oh my God, this sounds so horrible. But it just like took away the conversation. I was just like, oh my God, we had a couple of drinks. I dropped her off. We said goodbye and we've never seen each other since.
That's where maybe you should have been like, let's go to a movie because there's no talking allowed in movies.
I wasn't thinking it. I was so taken aback. I was just like.
Okay, next question. Play us a song. Will you play us a song?
Play a song?
Yeah, we're halfway through the questions. Let's bring in some of your musical talents.
All right, well, I am sitting in my studio tonight, and this actually wasn't planned, but I have like, I always have the guitar. This is where I sit. It's my work desk. You can see I got the electrics back here. Today I did a little playthrough. I'm not sure if you can even see the guitar in here. I was actually thinking a little, this might happen. I was like, what should I play? Should I play some Ramones? But I was, as I was getting ready, I was listening to this classic singer. Well, love is a burning thing, and it makes fiery ring. Down by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Down, 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 flame get higher. Burns, 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 ring of fire, ring of fire.
Hold on, let me get a lighter.
Ah, yeah, the taste of love is sweet. And hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, if I went wild. I fell into burning ring of fire. Down, 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 flame get higher. Burn, 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 ring of fire, ring of fire.
Woo! It's like live concerts at home. Oh God. Okay, let's jump back in. Next question. What's something that you like to do that other people would consider weird?
This is a weird one. I gotta admit, this is a really weird one because I admitted this recently. I have this, there's a store that I love to walk around. It's a guilty pleasure. I love to go to Staples. I didn't realize this myself.
That's really weird.
Yeah, I had to buy something like, I don't know, I had to get a printer or something. And I'm in there and I'm like, ooh, I'm walking around. I'm like, ooh, look at that. Oh, look at that cool chair. Look at this. And I like actually stopped myself. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm in Staples right now. And I'm like, I like shopping Staples.
Staples is weird. Like, that's one of those places that normally you don't like to go. Like, when Amazon came around, I started buying all my office supplies on Amazon. I was like, God, I fucking hate Staples.
I don't know. There's something about it. It's,
Not to, like, yuck your yum there.
You did say, what's my weird thing? I mean, this is not, like, what I live for, but...
Staples. Okay. Oh, God. Next question. Would you rather be itchy or sticky for the rest of your life, and why?
Oh my God, definitely sticky. No way. Itchy would suck. Always sticky.
But why? Like, I mean, that's like the lesser of two evils,
Yeah,
but
just because itchy would fucking suck, man. I just don't. I hate being itchy and scratchy, and you know, I like it soft and smooth.
yeah, I think I would choose
Not the
sticky
sticky
too.
smooth either, but
I would choose sticky too. Okay, what is your best piece of advice?
best piece of advice: go for it. If you want to do something, man. Actually, you know, sometimes people ask me. Musicians always ask me, like, you know, if I had a record label, I would do this. Or if someone was backing me, and I said, you know, here's my best advice: you gotta jump off the cliff. Throw away everything you own, move out of your apartment, and go for it. And one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to come home with your tail between your legs and broke, or you're going to fucking fight just hard enough to scrape your way through and make it. And then you're on your way, man.
Yeah, for sure. I always had an acting coach that would say, leap and the net will appear.
It's kind of the same, man. Kind of the same. You got to go for it.
Totally. Okay, next question. What was your first tattoo, and can you tell the story of how and why it happened?
I got it. My first tattoo, I have a mom tattoo on my heart, was my first tattoo. And I did it for her birthday. And it's funny, she had a big surprise party for her 50th birthday, and all her friends was there. And I got it, and at the table, and she loved it so much, she started crying. But it's funny because she couldn't stop crying for like 15 minutes. And I was like, come on, Mom, you know.
It's like, Mom, pull it together.
Yeah, but she loved it, so it was cool. Of course, I still have it, but.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, where's it going to go?
Yeah.
You know, tattoos are kind of a permanent thing.
Yeah.
Cool, next question. Best show you've ever played and why?
Best show I've ever played. You know, there's so many, and so many for so many different reasons. You know, I've had important shows that have been. Okay, this is a quick answer. I forgot. We're on a this is rapid fire. Bloodstock 2 years ago in the UK. It was a festival we played. The headliner was Judas Priest the night on Friday night, and it was cool because me and the drummer Nick were like in the crowd, and I'm like, dude, where Rob Halford is standing tomorrow, this is where I'm going to be standing. This is fucking cool, and plus just the whole vibe in this festival was cool. Speaking of, Rob Halford walks by, and he was totally accessible and cool, and everybody that was playing was cool. It was just an amazing feeling backstage, and we were like a little odd on the bill. Combichrist, it was like, I mean, we're like kind of a metal band, but not really. And this was a metal festival, and it was like the classic, like we really won them over. Like the first song, they were kind of giving us the arms, and then by the end, everybody was into it. And it's just an electric feeling, which happens at festivals also. But that's one that was particularly special.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would imagine that it'd be hard to choose one with all the festivals you guys have played and with all the years you've been touring.
I mean, I'm like, it's hard for me to find a show that I don't like. Obviously, somebody like bullshit, you have like technical problems or something, but they all.
So then I have to ask, worst show you've ever played and why? There has to be, like, I mean, there's got to be some shit.
Actually, I got a great fucking story. I'll tell you the worst show I ever played was in California. It was in Fullerton, California, right? And this promoter, this was with my band, Sex Slaves, and this promoter was like, okay, you guys get a case of beer, you know, whatever, blah, 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 but you got to let the headliner use your cabinets, use your backline. And now, let me say first, these guys weren't bad. The headliner was the band Enough's Enough. Now, I got no problem with the band Enough's Enough. It has nothing to do with them. This is only the promoter. But anyway, we get there, like, sound check, load in, 5 o'clock, put our shit on stage. We do our sound check, and we're like, yo, can we get that beer? And the guy's like, yeah, hold on. I got to wait till so gets here, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like 6 o'clock. You're like, yo, man, we're just chilling. Can you get us some beer? Nothing. Yeah. I'll get the thing. 8 o'clock. We're ready to go on. I'm like, yo, motherfucker, can you get us a beer or we're not going to play? He's like, I'm sorry, you know, the manager's not here, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the show happens. We play the fucking show. No beer's ever shown up. The show ends. I say, yo, man, is beer happening right now or I'm taking my shit off stage? He's like, listen, man. I said, fuck you. We go and we take our stuff off stage. We load out. And this guy's screaming, you're never going to play. You guys better change your fucking band name. You guys are never going to play ever again in this state. I'm going to tell everybody how horrible you guys. And the funny part was watching Enough's Enough walk up to the stage, and they're like, now what the fuck did we go do? But this fucking asshole.
That's kind of funny. Like, but like if you take a step back, it's like all over some beer, but it's like you were promised the beer and you need to get like lubricated before you go on stage.
Yeah, how hard is it to give someone a fucking case of beer? Or, you know what? How about here's a beer to hold you over? Here's a fucking 6-pack. Come on, man.
I mean, at that point, he could have like run out to the store and spent like, you know, $15 out of pocket and gotten you guys like a box of beer and just been like, here, fucking take a chill pill.
There's any number of ways, but it still pisses me off to this day, man.
Yeah, I mean, I had that, like, when I toured with that band, like, some of the promoters tried to pull that, and I was just like, hey, you know, the guarantees are really, really low. Like, we just want what was in our contract. You know, the boys are thirsty. Is there anything we can do? And I think they were just a little nicer to me because I'm a girl, but so they forked over the drink tickets. Next
For me, it's
question.
real simple. A deal is a deal, period.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, you know, especially for tours like that, if that was one of your earlier ones and it was smaller, it's like you're fucking banking on that beer.
It's, you know, makes a difference in those early days. And it was. We slept in the van that night. You know, we were sleeping in the van. You know what? A couple beers makes a big difference.
Oh, God. Okay, next question. Easiest song you've ever written?
Thank God for Jack Daniels. That song.
That's a good song. It is a good song.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Sex Slayer's most popular song, but you know, it's a joke in my band that I always start the songs and I say, this song is a true story, but it's like, that's what they are. It's like every song is just, this was what we see on a daily basis. And it was like, that song was written at a rest stop in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, because it was one of those early days where you're just like, fuck, let's just get drunk.
It was just like, you know, it was like our roadie, his credit card, he went in to buy some beer. His credit card was rejected. And he was just like, what the fuck? And he's on the phone. He's, God damn, I can't fix it. And then finally, after like an hour of us sitting in his parking lot going like, come on, man. He's like, I fixed it. And he runs into this place and he runs out with a case of beer and he's got 2 bottles. And he's like, thank God for Jack Daniels, baby. Actually, he had an accent. He's like, thank God for Jack Daniels.
With a tear rolling down his eye.
Yeah, classic.
Okay, so alternatively, hardest song you've ever written?
Ooh, that's tricky. I don't know about that. Hardest song, I don't know. What comes to mind? Maybe something really thoughtful. You know, I have a song that if my mom watched, actually years ago, my mom's dog passed away. And she was so upset. And actually, I shouldn't laugh. She was so upset. And I really...
You shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, I'm not laughing. I love that dog, too.
Yeah.
And, I just wrote this song. And I remember, you know, I showed it to her. And she was happy. But I felt bad, like, showing it to her. I said, Mom, you know, listen to this song. And so maybe that was the hardest.
Oh, okay. Well, so we're at our last question of this game of 20 questions.
Wow.
What is the first thing you're going? Yeah, we're 20 questions. Woo! What's the first thing you're going to do or are looking forward to when the quarantine ends? When you can go outside and live your life again?
Where do I begin? I want to go to the gym. I want to go eat a Philly cheesesteak. I want to go see some friends. I want to go over to the Tusk on South Street and have a beer with my guys. I want to get on an airplane to Germany and go eat a schnitzel, see my girlfriend, go, yeah, actually I haven't seen my mom the whole time. You know, I haven't visited my mom this whole quarantine, you know, go back to real life, but you know, I'll wait till it's safe, you know? Yeah,
that's what we all got to do in this time. I think it's really important to continue to, you know, quarantine ourselves with the motivation of if we can stick to that, then hopefully this will end sooner and we can have our lives back. Because I don't know about you, but they just announced for Los Angeles, like the governor or the mayor here just announced that they're extending this mandatory quarantine until May. So.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do it.
So let's close with one more song to, you know, lighten the mood and entertain people and entertain me because I'm fucking bored at home.
All right, let me take my glove. I'm actually only wearing these gloves because it's a little bit chilly in my studio. But
Oh shit.
these aren't fashion gloves. These are actually to keep my hands warm.
You don't have like a space heater or something?
No, actually, we do have a space heater, and in the middle of recording a song 3 days ago, it caused a power surge and it blew out part of our recording system, and so all heaters, we had 2 space heaters, are banned from the house because we almost lost like $1,000 worth of equipment. We lost the song. It was a pretty scary moment. So no more portable heaters.
I'm gonna do another shot while you play a song. That's horrible.
Wait, I want to sip too. Wait, let me take off my Philadelphia Eagles wine stopper. Hold on, I want to do one too.
It's nighttime here. It's okay. We're not drinking at noon, but I guess if you are drinking at noon, that's fine
Cheers.
too.
Prost.
Cheers. Cheers.
All right, let's see what we got. What do I got in here?
Yeah, what are you playing for us now?
I climb the Berlin Wall, jump off Niagara Falls, rock Peter to get ball, let me bring you back. I kill a mockingbird, take you inside his world. I've watched on burn, it will bring you back. Broke down on the devil's highway. Broke down on the devil's highway. Get the short version tonight.
Yay! Well, so that's all the questions I have. So we're going to close this out. I want to say thank you so much, Eric, for being on my first episode of 20 Questions With. Hopefully make this a daily thing with other artists. And everyone out there, go follow Eric's Instagram at Eric13000. Is that right? 3 zeros?
13,000.
And then visit his Patreon, subscribe, go stream his music on Spotify from his bands. He has solo stuff, Eric13, Sex Slaves, and Combichrist. Support artists in this time, like, share, do all the shit. I know you guys are bored.
Please, she's absolutely right. Check it all out. You're all invited.
All right, thank you, Eric. Have a good night.
Thanks, Erin, for having me. Cheers, everybody.